Many games rely on learning from experiences. This is a plausible approach because games are capable of exposing a challenging operational context where players can learn from their experiences. But it often fails. Why? Let's have a look. Games aiming at experiential learning put the player at the center of the action. For instance, being assigned as a business manager in a plant. This goes with role adoption, empowerment, freedom of movement and choice to influence the course of events. The player is in full charge of the plant and responsible for profit and turnover, waste reduction, green energy, the hiring of staff or any other challenging task. This is truly learning by doing rather than learning by reading about it. This may sound attractive and exciting, and to some extent it certainly is. Such games provide rich learning experiences while allowing players to play around, to explore and discover how the plant works. But from a teaching perspective, this is sheer laziness. The problem is that the player is a novice in the field, unexperienced by definition, wanting to learn something new, being thrown in at the deep end. These newbies lack intellectual substance and are possibly overwhelmed and puzzled by the events. They cannot but act intuitively and try out things in a random way without really understanding what happens. Eventually they are likely to fail. Game designers excel at creating the best conditions for rich learning experiences. But for serious games, that is not sufficient. An extensive body of research outcomes over the last decades has shown that learning by just doing things turns out to be quite ineffective. This holds for discovery learning, problem-based learning, inquiry learning, learning by doing, which all tend to refrain from guidance. Research shows that these methods are inferior to well-structured and guided approaches. So, traditional instruction and guidance approaches consistently produce superior results. But the thing is, as a game designer, you don't want to put instruction and guidance in your game. You don't want your game to be polluted with these schoolish elements. And you don't want the interruptions to break the game flow. But this couldn't be more wrong. It's all about balancing fun and learning. While aiming for fun, the serious game may fail for learning. If you emphasize fun and playfulness and avoid guidance, the player is prone to thoughtless trial and error, which is ineffective as such. If you emphasize the learning and do include guidance, the game may be less fun, but the players will learn. Isn't that the principal purpose of a serious game? We often see playful learning and fun advertised as being beneficial, in particular for weaker students. But research shows that exactly less able students suffer mostly from a lack of guidance and instruction. So the risk of experiential learning is failure, because offering the experience and throwing players into the deep end is not enough. Neglecting instruction and guidance for whatever reasons is a missed opportunity.